What's up, beloved? So, somebody's asking why, you know, why are things like they are in your life, right? Why have things went the way that they've gone, right? I know, excuse my grammar, right quick. uh, so, you know the story of Joseph, okay, in the Bible, right? Joseph was one out of his 12 brothers, okay? Levi, Simeon, Judah. Okay, we don't have to go down the list, but we know the 12, that which made up the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Now, Joseph's brothers hated their brother, okay? He had such a happy, cheerful attitude all the time, right? He um he didn't have to work, really work in the fields like his brother did and do all the, you know, backbreaking work that his brothers did, right? And his brothers hated him for it, right? His brothers hated that he was their dad's favorite child, right? That was just evident to see, right? But his father loved all of them equally, right? But he loved Joseph especially because Joseph was special, just like you. Joseph was a dreamer, okay? He had prophetic dreams. And Joseph had a dream one night, right? God gave him a dream that all of his brothers were depicted as staffs, right, in the dream. I believe so. And all of their staffs were bowing to his, right? And he woke up and he had told his brothers this dream, okay? And of course, it pissed them off more, right? But Joseph loved his brothers. He did. He adored his brothers, even though they hated him. Joseph loved his brothers, okay? Joseph's father made him a coat of many colors, okay? Which signified who Joseph was, right? 2, 3, 4 on my timer. He was cheerful. He was a happy child, right? He had many gifts and talents, right, that were yet to be seen or discovered, right? He had so many different facets to him, so many different sides to him, right? Coat of many colors. Yeah, right? So one day, here comes Joseph, right? He's running to his brothers, right? They're working and stuff out in the field or whatever. And Joseph wants to, go out there and work with him, help with him. And not that Joseph didn't ever want to, right? Work hard like his brothers and do what his brothers were doing. He wanted to, but his dad spoiled him. He coddled him, basically, right? Which allowed an even bigger wedge to be, drawn between the siblings, right? And so Joseph runs after his brothers one day, and quite a ways from their home, right? And they decide, right? This is why Joseph is running up to them. They're already plotting to get rid of Joseph, okay? Plotting to kill him, okay? One of the brothers didn't agree with killing him. I believe it was Judah. I believe it was, but I'm not sure. You have to look it up in the Bible. But one of the brothers convinced them to just throw him in the pit, right? Just throw him in the pit, just leave him there, and whatever happens to him happens to him, right? So they did that. They threw Joseph in the pit. Joseph is shocked. He's crying. He's like, "How? Like, what's going on? How can my brothers do this to me? All this and that, right?" And one day they raised Joseph out of the pit. Okay, he's thinking, "Okay, my brothers have come to their senses, or my dad is coming to, get me out of here because he knows that they put me in this pit, right?" No, it was Joseph's brothers, but it was also someone else that they were selling Joseph to. They sold Joseph into slavery. 4, 5, 6 on my time, okay? They sold Joseph into slavery, right? And they staged what looked like an accident, right? To say that he was accidentally killed by an animal or maimed or something, right? Wiped blood, all or made makeshift blood, okay, all over their clothes, right? They played the part, okay, and they divvied up his coat of many colors between them. They divvied it up, okay, tore it up, divvied it up, right? So Joseph is sold into slavery, right? In a way, he's still in the pit, right? He's not physically in that pit anymore, but in a way, he's still in the pit because he was just sold off into slavery, right? On his way to Egypt, okay? While he was in Egypt, right? It was found and discovered that Joseph had gifts, okay? Joseph had gifts, so Joseph could do amazing things that no one else in the land of Egypt could do. Not the magicians, not the soothsayers, none of them. Okay? Now, I believe Joseph gave some type of wisdom to the king at the time, right? And the king realizing, like, okay, this this slave is gifted, right? This slave is gifted, right? You'll have to read the story to get the details in a minute, okay? I'm paraphrasing, I'm overshadowing, okay? And so Joseph gets offered a high position, right? I think it was second in command in the land of Egypt, second or third in command in the land of Egypt. I believe it was second, okay? And Joseph was in charge of basically everything, right? He had went from the pit, okay, from this sunken, dark place, alone, okay? Went through what he had to go through, passed his tests, learned his lessons, and God promoted Joseph. God promoted Joseph, okay? Joseph had the bright idea because God warned him that a famine was coming, okay? And told him what to do. Store this, store that, store all of these things because at one point in time, people are going to come from faraway lands because you can help them, right? You'll be able to help them because you have plenty. Why? Because God told him to stock up. And he did that for years and years, okay? The famine came, okay? And here come people from all parts of, from all areas around Egypt. Here come people, right? Coming in by by the bunches, right? And in that bunch, in that fold, was Joseph's brothers, the ones that faked his death and sold him into slavery. Okay? Joseph saw his brothers and knew that they were his brothers. His brothers did not know that that was Joseph. Joseph had changed so much, right? And they thought he was dead, right? Even though they sold him into slavery, they thought he was dead. I mean, they don't know where he is, right? And so Joseph tests them, right? And what happened was Joseph set up one of his brothers, right? Put some type of gold or something in his knapsack or whatever, and made it look like he stole it, right? So Joseph made his brothers, leave their younger brother. I believe it was Benjamin. Made them leave Benjamin there as like a prisoner, right? Until they came back with their father, right? So they came back with their father, right? And that's when Joseph revealed that he was Joseph, that he was their brother, right? That he was his father's son, right? And so, in all of this, okay, the reason I'm telling you this story, summed up, It's because you're Joseph. You are Joseph. And I don't mean you're Joseph, literally Joseph, obviously not. Your spirit. Okay? You have the spirit of Joseph. When Joseph went from the pit to the palace, right? How he was such a happy child. How he was just so full of life and abundance and just love and just everything that everybody else hated about him. But it didn't change Joseph. Even all that he had went through did not change him for the worst. It did not. It changed him for the best. Or for the better. For the best. Okay? Your family did sell you off to be in slavery, i.e., spiritually and quite literally, right? But unbeknownst to you, okay? But you fought, you battled, okay? You went to war spiritually. Okay, some of you may be in the physical as well, but you went to war spiritually against all of these people, all of these organizations, these secret societies, all against you. All against you. And God kept you. The more they attacked you, God raised you up. The more they slandered you, God raised you up. Okay? The more they stole from you, God raised you up. And as he's raising you up, promised you double, triple, quadruple for your trouble. 12 on my timer. Okay? So while they're thinking that they're weakening you, that they're doing something to actually harm you, the whole time, they were pushing you into who you were supposed to be. The whole time, all the witchcraft they're doing, everything that they were doing was pushing you into your destiny. 1, 2, 3, 4 on my timers. Though it was painful, right? Painstaking, you made it. You made it. And it's just the beginning. Right? That was just you know how on Ninja Assassin, right? The movie, they train in the mountains, right? All cut off and secluded. That was your training, beloved. That was your ninja training, if you will. Okay? You are a 5-star general in the spirit. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay? And I'm saying 5-star general because that's the highest, you know, that we can refer to in in the 3D, right? If there was something higher, then I would mention it because that's where you are. You may be this big in the 3D, in the physical form, but spiritually, you are a freaking skyscraper, beloved. You get what I'm saying? So this is why you went through the things that you went through. This is why. Oh, I'm knocking something over. This is why things were so tough, beloved. Okay? And just look back at Christ's life. Our life mirrors that of the Messiah. What he went through. What he, not exactly, because he's God, right? But we are his body. He is the head. We are his body. We are connected to him. So though we didn't experience and go through the same exact things that the Lord went through, right? We went through a form of it. Right? Remember the part in the Passion of the Christ where they're beating Jesus with the coat of the 9 tails, right? And it's snatching the flesh out of his back, right? Off of his body, right? Right? That was the Lord taking those hits for us, his body. Do you get it? The Lord was taking those hits for us. on his body, which is why we take these spiritual hits we do to this day. By his stripes, we are healed. Do you get it? By his stripes, we are healed. 15:15 on my timer. So count it all joy. Like for real, count it all joy. Once you sit down and look at the whole picture, beloved, by the end of it, you'll be smiling. Okay? Like it's a badge of honor. It is. To walk in the same footsteps as God did. Like it's a badge of honor. Like there's nowhere else in this world I'd rather be. Nothing else that I'd rather be doing than what God has me doing. Than what I'm experiencing in my life every single day. Nothing else I'd rather be doing. Nothing. Anything else is garbage. To me it is. What's better than being free? Like completely free and being able to be whatever I want and whoever I want without any outside opinions or judgments, none of that. Of course they'll be there, but who cares? You feel me? Who cares? I just went through hell and back. Spent a lifetime going through hell and back. And I made it out. Why did I make it out? Because Jesus went and took the keys to death. He went down up in hell and took the keys. Do you hear me? And came up right back out. Are we not raised with him? Okay? So, count it all joy, beloved. All right? Count it all joy. Look at it differently. Okay? Look at it differently because it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. It's an honorable thing. You know how many people would kill to be in your shoes right now? Quite literally. Okay? So, enjoy it, beloved. Just enjoy it. Okay? Once you get a different perspective, you'll start to enjoy it. Right? All right, so I gotta go. I'll holler at y'all later. Just came to drop that off for you. Put that in your knapsack. All right, later. Peace.